Thank you so much for watching Landumc Goes There. Please subscribe and hit the like button and the bell notification button. The Silencers is a 1966 American spy comedy film that was directed by Phil Carlson. It stars Dean Martin as Agent Matt Helm. The film co-stars Stella Stevens, Delilah Lavey, Victor Bruno, Arthur O'Connell, Robert Weber, James Gregory, Roger Carmel, Beverly Adams, and Sid Charisse. The screenplay was written by Oscar Saul and is based on a 1962 novel that bears the same name by Donald Hamilton. The plot of the movie goes, once a photographer by day and spy by night, Matt Helm is now a happily retired secret agent, shooting photos of glamorous models instead of guns, and enjoying a close relationship with his assistant, the lovely Lovey Kravitz. But then his old boss McDonald calls and coaxes him back to the agency that he used to work, the ICE, to stop a new threat from the villainous organization Big O. The sinister Tung Z is masterminding a diabolical scheme to drop a missile on an underground atomic test in New Mexico and possibly instigate a nuclear war in the process. Helm's assignment is to stop him, armed with a wide assortment of useful spy gadgets, plus the assistance of the capable femme fatale named Tina, and the seemingly incapable Gail Hendricks, who's a beautiful but bumbling possible enemy agent. Along the way, Helm is nearly sidetracked by a mysterious knife-wielding seductress, and he witnesses the murder of a beautiful Big O operative, the sultry striptease artist Sarita. In the end, Helm prevails, with Gail by his side, as he all but single-handedly destroys Tung Z's evil enterprise and plot to rule the world. The film got going and got under development after film producer Irving Allen had been in partnership with Albert Broccoli in a company called Warwick Productions. You see, Broccoli wanted to buy the rights to the James Bond series of novels, but Irving Allen wasn't interested in this. The partnership then broke up, and Broccoli went into partnership with Harry Saltzman and United Artists and started to produce Bond films that enjoyed tremendous success. After seeing that happen, Allen decided to make his own spy series. He read a copy of one of the Matt Helm novels at an airport one day. It was either The Silencers or The Death of a Citizen, and because of reading this, he optioned the film rights within 24 hours, using his own money, which was a sizable amount. In 1964, he set up the series with Columbia Pictures, and The Silencers was the first of these movies to be produced. Dean Martin was not the original choice for the lead. They really wanted Paul Newman or someone along that line so that they could go up against Sean Connery, because they knew it was going to be hard going up against a very successful series. Eventually, they decided to get away from the dramatic aspect of it and make the film more of a comedy. Once that was decided, they immediately looked at Dean Martin to play Matt Helm. Martin was signed in March of 1965. The director, Phil Carlson, had the idea to make the film real tongue-in-cheek in style. This movie was the first of 4 that were produced between 1966 and 1969 that starred Dean Martin. And there was going to be more than that. But after they had finished the last film that was done, entitled The Wrecking Crew, which starred Dean Martin along with Sharon Tate, they actually announced at the end of the film that there will be another film called The Ravagers, released pretty soon. But Dean Martin declined to do it. He just didn't want to do another film after the murder of his close friend Sharon Tate. he was completely tore up by her death. A Frank Sinatra song, Come Fly With Me, had a cameo in this movie series, and it would be followed in the movie The Ambushers by another Sinatra song, Strangers in the Night. Both of these songs were always played before or after Dean Martin's song, Everybody Loves Somebody Sometime, whenever Matt Helm is trying to set a romantic mood with a girl. Also, in both occasions, Martin made fun of those songs, calling Sinatra terrible, and in The Ambushers, referring to it as a Perry Como song. All these done at a slight to his great friend, Frank Sinatra. They were constantly picking on each other in every way they could. Stella Stevens said in an interview one time that she can play any role, but she always considered herself a comedic actor. She said she absolutely loved the scene in the movie where she gets locked outside the car in the rain, and that's one of her favorite examples of how her comedy style comes to light on the big screen. She had a really good career from her meager starts, as she was born in Yazoo, Mississippi, the only child of an insurance salesman and his wife. When Stevens was 4, her parents moved to Memphis, Tennessee, and at age 16, she ended up marrying an electrician named Noble Stevens. That was in 1954. While she was studying at Memphis State University, she became interested in acting and modeling. During her schooling there, she was noticed in a school play called Bus Stop. The paper, the Memphis Press-Seminar, did a review on it, and her performance was highly ranked, and that's basically how her career got started. Being a Playboy centerfold in January of 1960 also helped the process. It's also said that she took out a splashy ad in Variety promoting her highly acclaimed comedic performance in this film, trying to spur the Academy on to give her a supporting actress Oscar, but she wasn't even nominated. At one point, late in the film, Dean Martin professes that he would rather fight than switch, and this was a reference to the tagline of the popular Territon cigarettes that were advertised during that era. If you grew up in the 60s, you definitely remember that. Now, the introduction scenes to this film are great. The very last female dancer that you see in the opening credits is the fabulous Sid Charisse, and she just does a tantalizing dance. With that dance, she also sings a very sultry song. But what you're hearing is not her. She was almost always dubbed in films. She didn't have a great voice. The voice that you hear in this movie is actually Vicky Carr's. Take a look back at not only this movie, but the rest in the series of the Matt Helm movies. These are good shows, and they're really fun to watch. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll continue to chase the classics.